Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley shocks fans by disrespecting Grandpa. Former Chrisley Knows Best star Savannah Chrisley has shocked fans by disrespecting her grandfather. Her dad, Todd Chrisley, is already over her and her behavior. So what has she done to her grandpa, and can she come back from it? Keep reading for more details. Savannah Chrisley shocks fans by disrespecting Grandpa. Over the last few years, Savannah Chrisley has made waves by becoming a prison reform activist. After her parents, Todd and Julie Chrisley, were sentenced to a total of 19 years behind bars, Savannah's life changed. She was now the guardian of her two younger siblings. Plus, she was determined to get her parents released. Savannah campaigned and worked with whomever she needed to in order to get what she wanted. After 2.5 years, Todd and Julie were pardoned by President Trump and have since returned home. At the same time, Savannah and her family were filming a new reality series, which wrapped up before the pardon. Cameras went back up to watch the reunion of Todd, Julie, and their whole clan. This is to be real and raw, unlike their previous shows, which were lighthearted and comedic. In a clip from Back to Reality, Savannah is having dinner with her brother, Chase, friends, and their grandparents. They want to know how the pardon was going, but she is remaining tight-lipped. Her grandpa soon asks Savannah what they can do to help her along the way. She slyly looks at him and says that this question could have been asked 2.5 years ago. Savannah Chrisley also states that she will stay quiet when asked about that. Fans saw how rude she was toward her grandfather, who just wanted to be there for her. They immediately called her out for being cold and cruel, something her father has done. He has referred to her as Griselda and was tired of living under the same roof with his daughter. She has shared that she will be moving out ASAP. After fans saw how Savannah Chrisley snapped at her grandpa, fans and followers were not happy with her behavior. They could not believe how she spoke to him and that she got away with it. Moreover, they believed she needed to show some respect, something she clearly lacked. Savannah Chrisley has never been one to shy away from speaking her mind. The Chrisley Knows Best alum has built an image around being outspoken, blunt, and unapologetically herself. But even her most loyal supporters didn't expect the surprising turn of events that unfolded recently. Savannah, who's been carrying much of the Chrisley family legacy on her shoulders while her parents, Todd and Julie, serve prison sentences, has now left fans stunned by comments that many are calling a blatant act of disrespect toward her beloved grandfather, Nanny Faye, Chrisley's late husband, Savannah's grandfather Gene. For years, the Chrisley family has celebrated Gene's memory with heartfelt anecdotes. Nanny Faye often recalls his humor, his love for family, and the steady influence he brought into their lives. Fans felt like they, too, knew him through those shared moments. But Savannah's latest remarks, made during her podcast and followed up on social media, seem to paint a very different picture. A slip of the tongue or something more. It all began on an episode of Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, her podcast where she often unpacks family drama and shares intimate details of her personal life. During a segment where she discussed her struggles in the wake of her parents' incarceration, she made an offhand remark comparing her late grandfather's old school ways to what she called toxic, outdated views that didn't help anyone. While Savannah didn't elaborate too much in the moment, her tone suggested frustration. She followed it up by saying she often wished her family hadn't glorified those perspectives. Fans immediately took note. For many, Gene had been held in high regard not only by his family, but by the viewing audience who felt his legacy deserved respect. Social media reaction. Social media erupted in the hours following the podcast's release. Fans flooded her Instagram comments, demanding clarification. Savannah, your grandpa was a good man. Why would you drag his name like that? One fan wrote. Another commented, "We all have family disagreements, but you don't disrespect those who came before you, especially when they're no longer here to defend themselves." Some even accused her of rewriting family history to suit her narrative. For a family that has consistently leaned on traditional Southern values, Savannah's blunt dismissal of her grandfather's influence felt like a betrayal to viewers who had grown attached to that image. If fans thought Savannah would retract her statement or apologize, they were mistaken. True to her fiery personality, she doubled down. In a follow-up Instagram Live, she clarified that her words weren't meant to diminish her grandfather as a person, but rather to highlight how generational attitudes can sometimes harm rather than help. "Look, I loved my grandpa," Savannah explained, "but I also have to be real. Some of the things he believed, the ways he thought about women, about roles in a family, those weren't healthy. And if I'm being honest, I don't want to carry that forward. I respect him for the good he brought into our lives, but we can't ignore the parts that weren't so great." While some fans applauded her honesty, many felt she could have addressed these issues without publicly dragging his memory. The family's reaction. What about the rest of the Chrisley clan? So far, none of her siblings have spoken directly on the matter. However, insiders close to the family hinted that Nanny Faye, who has always held Jean in the highest regard, was deeply hurt. Nanny Faye sees Jean as the love of her life, the insider revealed. Hearing Savannah make those comments was like reopening an old wound. She's disappointed because she feels Jean deserves respect, even if Savannah has her own views. If there's truth to that, then this may be one of the first times Savannah and Nanny Faye find themselves publicly at odds. For fans, it's almost unthinkable. The bond between Savannah and her grandmother has always been unshakable. Breaking the perfect family illusion. Part of the shock factor here is that the Chrisley family was long marketed as picture perfect on USA Network's Chrisley Knows Best. Todd Chrisley's sharp wit, Julie's calm balance, Savannah's beauty and determination, Chase's charm, and Nanny Faye's comic relief made them household favorites. But as viewers know, real life behind the cameras has been much more complicated. Todd and Julie's convictions, Savannah's battles for custody of her younger siblings, and public spats with other family members have chipped away at that once polished image. By openly criticizing her grandfather, Savannah may have dealt another blow to the family-first image the Chrisleys once embodied. To some, though, it signals growth. Savannah no longer wants to live behind a glossy facade. Generational divide. What's unfolding is larger than just one family disagreement. It taps into a broader cultural shift, the clash between traditional values and modern perspectives. Many young people are reevaluating the lessons passed down from older generations, challenging what was once considered normal. Savannah may simply be voicing what countless others feel. That respect for elders doesn't mean blind acceptance of their beliefs. In her eyes, acknowledging imperfections isn't disrespect, it's honesty. But the delicate balance lies in how those thoughts are expressed. Where some fans saw authenticity, others saw unnecessary cruelty. Can Savannah repair the damage? Public perception can change quickly, especially in the world of reality TV alumni. Savannah has weathered storms before, from backlash about her love life to criticism over her handling of close guardianship. This latest controversy might not break her, but it does risk alienating part of her fan base, especially older viewers who resonated with the family's Southern charm and respect for tradition. If Savannah hopes to mend fences, both with her audience and with Nanny Faye, she may need to strike a gentler tone in the future. An acknowledgement of her grandfather's complexity, celebrating his positives while still being candid about the negatives, could provide middle ground. A turning point. What's clear is that Savannah is at a turning point in her public identity. She's no longer just Todd and Julie's daughter, or the blonde beauty fans watched grow up on television. She's carving her own voice, even if it means clashing with sacred family legacies. Whether this is an empowering step forward or a miscalculated mistake remains to be seen. One thing is certain, Savannah Chrisley has once again captured headlines and sparked conversations.